gig, isn't it? It's only
Yeah.
50 people. What will that give you?
I think the idea of it in an overall sense is just to not prioritise kind of London all the time, really. You know, we've come from Swansea and Cardiff, and we're doing Cambridge and the rest of the country, and it's just good to get out and see people that kind of don't always get a chance, you know. And doing a little acoustic thing like this, Sean has just brought a cajon with him, so he sits on a stool and bangs some things, and acoustic bass. It's just a nice chance to give something back, dare I say.
I mean, it's almost like going back to your roots, isn't it? Because that's obviously where every band will have started, playing to really small gigs and just kind of getting that immediate feedback.
Well, me and Jim started busking in the streets of Cardiff, you know, trying to con drunken people into giving us a £1 coin instead of a 5 pence, so we could buy a wimpy burger and buy a record. So, yeah, we started off very young doing that, and it is nerve-wracking. I got to say, like, this venue, obviously, we've played many times and have had many brilliant shows here, and it's a lot easier playing in front of a big crowd than a small crowd.
I can imagine it is, because they're right there, aren't they? Up at your faces.
You can see their disappointment and their elation.
Do you ever look out? Do you ever kind of catch a glimpse of, see what people's reactions are?
I do find it hard these days, yeah, I must admit. I don't know why that is. It's just, I think as you get older, the nerves get worse. You know, I think when you're young and you're carefree and you're bulletproof and you think you can take on the world. But now, I think in the modern world anyway, you just literally think everything you're doing, you could make a mistake. It's like being a politician or something.
So it gets worse as you actually get older. Well, it must have got quite a lot worse because you've been going on for so long now, haven't you?
We have. I mean, this is our...
What do you put that down to?
Complete obsession with music and ourselves, really. I mean, I've been in school with Jim since I was 4. We've been writing songs since we were 16. I'm 42 now. It's pretty unhealthy, isn't it? There must be some medical description for it. But I think it's our way of communication. I think we get offered many, I mean, I've been offered to do radio shows, to do TV reality shows, but nothing gives me a bigger thrill in my life, really, in my creative life, than just writing a song together.
Has much, I mean, so many things must have changed over the years. How do you think that's kind of been reflected in what you're doing in your music?
I mean, I think we've kind of, probably to our detriment, haven't changed enough, but the kind of world we grow up in is just unrecognisable in terms of the music industry, wherever you know. We were doing flexi discs, we were doing cassette singles.
Did you ever do little mini discs? Do you remember those?
Yes, we did mini discs. That's a good shout. You know, we did quite a few of them. That was the future.
So about a couple of years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And to get where we are now, it is quite daunting for a band, I think, to pretend that we want to kind of engage with the new world. You know, it is a difficult decision, because you still want to communicate to as many people as you can, and luckily enough we've been able to do that over the last few years. You know, I think we've made some of the best records of our career, but it is difficult to, every sort of month something changes. It's not like in every 5 years or so, it's every week or two. So you just got to stick to what you know.
Now that's obviously all culminated in the new album that you're bringing out at the end of this month. Talk a little bit about that. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, I mean, we're very aware that the notion of greatest hits in themselves are becoming slightly redundant, and I think it was the last chance for us to clear the decks, really. It's every single since Motown Junk right through to the new one, you know, all 38 singles. And it does kind of evoke just some brilliant memories, you know, some sad ones as well. But I think if we are going to get to a next stage, you know, the third and final phase of Manic Street Preachers, if we're going to we needed to clear the decks to get to the next phase, really. It just felt like a good opportunity to draw a line in the sand and say, we can't really be like this anymore.
I mean, that's quite interesting. You're just drawing a line under what you've done, saying that is history, that's past. What comes next then? Or does it?
Well, it does, you know, but we've got to really dig deep and try and, you know, there's not many bands after their 10th album really that can still stay relevant and important and still sell records and get tickets and whatever downloads. So to do that, we've got to do something pretty special. We've kind of had a few parts in our career where we've managed to do it. Design for Life, we were in a particularly bad place when Richey had disappeared, you know, and the previous album had been very dark and nihilistic, and we came back with the biggest record of our career, and we've done it with Your Love Alone's Not Enough, with Nina from the Cardigans, so, you know, I'm sure we'll just find lots of guest vocalists or something.
And obviously you're culminating in a fantastic gig at the O2
Yeah.
at the end of the year. I mean, is that something to look forward to, or are you absolutely petrified?
It is a real mixture of, it's like the quarterfinals of the World Cup this weekend, you know. I imagine there's a mixture of sort of severe fear and genuine excitement. And 38 songs is just, there's some songs we just haven't played for 15 or 20 years. So just practicing them, and James has got a lot of lyrics to remember. He's never used a sort of video prompter before, but I think he might have to on this one. But we will have oxygen, ice cream and massage in an interval, and we'll give the chance for the crowd to have a whiff as well.
Oh, that's going to go on for a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll be 3 hours maybe with a sort of 20-minute interval.
I mean,
be like a night at the theatre.
You're going to deserve a big rest after that, aren't you? Is there plans to take a break after, or?
I mean, gig-wise, yes. It's the last gig we'll do in the UK for a long time, a good couple of years. I mean, we've got our own studio in Cardiff, so we'll be making music all through next year and just trying to discover ourselves again. But gig-wise, it's going to be an extravaganza. You know, there's going to be guests. Nina's coming over from the Cardigans to sing with us, and there's going to be others. There's going to be compiz, there's going to be visual. I mean, we won't make any money on it, we'll just spend. But we did that when we played in Millennium Stadium. It was such an amazing thing to pull that off. It doesn't matter sometimes about making any money.